So, this is not a horror movie. I Want Him Back, 2013 or 1990, also titled Stolen, One Husband. I used the filters to define the set of movies as films from 2000 to 2016, and to define the genre as horror. And somehow this TV comedy from 1990 got in there. What? You think I'm making this up? See? Right there. I hunted it down among the lists and recorded it for proof. Years checked. Horror genre up here. Right here among such films as Nothing Left and Zombinator. I knew Amazon was including movies it shouldn't in the filtered results, which is why I was actually looking at the posters and trying to make sure that anything that shouldn't be there got pulled out. But this slipped through the cracks, and by chance I pulled it out of the bowl. Oh dear, another one that sounds like it's some kind of a love story. I Want Him Back. I vaguely remember the poster for that. It was time for a coat. It's finally getting kind of cold out here. So, I don't know how I looked at that poster and thought, yeah, that looks like a recent horror movie. I think my thought process on it was, well, it must be ironic. It's an ironic poster, you know? Like, look at how happy they are until one of them becomes homicidal. But their messy divorce is not that messy. No, not at all. So, yeah. Amazon getting the date wrong is really common with the movies there on Prime and so forth. But getting the genre wrong, I don't know how they did that. I do have some thoughts on it, though. At the start, a surprise party seems like two guys ominously breaking into someone's house. Later, the wife has a party planning business, and she made a vampire-themed surprise party for some teenage boy. These two things make it a horror movie. No, it is not a horror film from 2000 to 2016. It should not have been in the drawing, and therefore I will not review it. But I did pull it from the bowl in the drawing, so. Martin Slade and Catherine Slade have been married happily for many years, but then Martin's daughter Jenny introduces him to her boss, Samantha.
Paper. I mean, she is the best business reporter on the entire staff. You know, when Mrs. Baldesano sent me...
I swear, the ridiculous camera work and music in that scene is the funniest thing in the whole film.
Didn't seem to want to have anything to do with me. But I... Leave it if she knows everything about you. How you were the oldest of 11 kids, that you were poor and worked your way through school busting...
I'm sorry, Sam, but I never give interviews.
Oh, and saxophones. Oh, that's how you know this is a 90s movie, because we loved the saxophone in the 1990s. So much so, we even elected some guy who could never keep it in his pants president, because he could play a saxophone. It was a crazy time. Martin cheats on Catherine for quite some time before Sam pushes him to tell his wife, and he does so at a fancy dinner and gets salad on his head. She doesn't cope well with it at all. But her friend Brenda pushes her out of her funk and encourages her to strike back at her husband by going after something he loves. His car, thus beginning the war between them. Much of the film centers around them getting back at each other in comedic ways. You know, because depicting the vicious disillusion of a marriage as comedy is very truthful. Catherine has been a housewife for all her life and so has had a hard time dealing with this drastic change. She has to get a job to support herself since her husband controls the money. Since she used to plan her husband's parties, she knows how to be a party planner, and that works out.
Marty, even though our darling daughter's wedding's in 9 months, we have to reserve the country club or the church right away. Or maybe we should have it here, at home. What do you think?
Gee, do you think they will remember how much they loved each other at their daughter's wedding ceremony? And then they will get back together? Pretty much. Well, Catherine refuses Martin's marriage proposal at the daughter's wedding, but says they will date and see how it goes. That's better than them getting remarried by the end. Less cliche. But not by much. Similarly, I respected that Catherine actually had a boyfriend and had sex. When she turned down an age-inappropriate man after the separation, I thought the movie was going in the direction of devoted Penelope and Odysseus, who diddled every hot babe with her own island. I figured that Martin would have his age-inappropriate woman, while his wife would remain loyal to him, even after the separation. But she ended up with an age-appropriate man and did the deed. It made her far more mature than him. But then again, how could he help himself?
30. No wonder Sam's a good reporter.
That segues well to the next topic. It's a light comedy. I'm being misleading by showing clips of that weird sequence with Samantha, because nothing else in the film is remotely as funny as that. It's the kind of film you would describe as cute. It's just a light comedy, nothing being that hilarious. Mostly lame bits and lines, but nothing infuriating, really. It's a harmless movie, safe and ordinary. So again, not a horror movie. The husband and wife didn't, turn against each other, and anyone who got in their way would probably end up dead. And their brutal divorce that claims the lives of dozens of other people, This is not that movie. Does that movie exist, though? Because I really want to see that. That sounds really good. Yeah. Well, on to the next thing in the drawing. It's a horror comedy that I was pleasantly surprised by.